What up, though? I was unsure on whether I should talk about a horror movie or a porn movie. So I decided to meet in the middle, quasi-compromise with this little movie I called Porn Shoot Massacre. This is a movie I found using my search trick, as I discussed in the previous video. I typed in Massacre into my preferred video streaming app and got a ton of results back. So, of course, when I see some shit as alluring as Porn Shoot Massacre, I'm going to stop on that shit and check it out. So let's get into it. Let me correct myself. I don't call the shit Porn Shoot Massacre. The fucking directors and creators, that's what they call it. Sometimes I have these little PCO glitches and shit just come out like, fuck it, uncontrollable. Anyway, this movie stars Shelly Martinez. You don't know who Shelly Martinez is, let me tell you. She's a former valet in the WWE and a former professional wrestler. To be honest, she sucked as a wrestler and shit, as far as her in-ring work goes. Sorry to say that. But she does have them big-ass titties, and she can frequently be seen sporting a wedgie, so I was always fond of her from that standpoint. I don't know why she's tagged as the starring actress in this movie. She's really only in there for about 5 minutes, but perhaps she's the most well-known person, so it's a marketing ploy, but it is what it is. So set the backdrop as we always do. Porn Shoot Massacre, there are several porn stars who have been contacted by a director, an up-and-coming director, to star in a new movie. They've been offered a large sum of money to perform in this movie, like unusually large amount of money for a porn movie. And of course, that brings all the freaks out. And they're all interested, want to get in on this project, get the bag, as the kids will say. So we arrive on the set, we start getting introduced to our characters. There's a nice little mixture of porn type stars. For example, you have your bitchy blonde bimbo multi-purpose porn star who does a little of everything, but she's also a big bitch, like she thinks she's God's gift to the world or God's gift to the porn industry. Fucking drug addict type of bitch. She's pretty much a train wreck, but you can't tell her that shit. You also have your more high maintenance porn star. She's a little more polished, cute, pretty perhaps. She specializes in fetishes and shit. It's not really her type of deal, I would think, but hey, she's got that big fucking offering that she can't say no to. An offer she can't refuse and shit. You also have who else? We got the midget and shit. Of course, you gotta have a midget. He plays a very small role, no pun intended. And you also have a hardcore BDSM porn actress. Of course, she's heavy into the hardcore fetish shit, like leather, whips, and chains and type of shit. So our porn actresses arrive on the set. They meet the producer, the cameraman, the crew and shit. The fucking location is like a dump and shit. Like, it looks like some shit that's in the process of being constructed and shit, like a bootleg ass building. That's like fucking 2 or 3 rats from being condemned and shit. But I hear that's not very uncommon in the porn industry, so they probably got that nailed down. So, of course, this is a porn movie. I mean, a horror movie and shit. So it follows the typical horror movie tropes and shit, as in characters are getting killed off one by one. And what we learn, the overall premise of the story is that while our actresses think they're starring in a porn movie, what this really is a fucking scheme where the people behind this movie are actually filming a horror movie and they're featuring live deaths of these actresses. So that's the big plot line and shit. Bitches think they're filming a porn, but they're really filming a horror movie, and the bitches are really being murked in real life. As you may have guessed, this is not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, the title pretty much gives that shit away. It's a low budget movie. Production values are, they're alright, but to me what stood out are the kill scenes. They have some pretty inventive kills, I would say, for considering what they were working with. For example, first kill is a suffocation scene. Suffocation via plastic bag. Seems pretty simple, but what I think made it stand out was it was a lingering scene, close up shot, and I think those two aspects alone made it seem pretty brutal because you got this bitch here just sitting here suffocating, kicking her legs, and this shit is just going on for quite a long time, which kind of made it unsettling. So I'll give them props on that. And my favorite kill from this movie was you got one of the bitches chained up and strapped to this little it's like a stand up board or table or something. One of these, it was a bondage device. I guess it's the best way to describe it. And the killer, he took a fucking hammer, a sledgehammer, and just pounded this bitch's guts in. And this didn't even kill her. This was just softening her up. I thought that was pretty brutal. She sold it like a motherfucker too, like Triple H to Stephanie McMahon. She sold the motherfucking sledgehammer shot. So I thought that was pretty interesting, pretty cool. I can say that I'm a sick motherfucker who likes horror, so I thought that was cool. But beyond that, I would say it's a bad movie, but on the bright side, it's very interesting. Kept my interest all the way through for the most part. Kept me engaged. There's some things that piss me off as always. You know, stupid actresses having an opportunity to fucking escape or kill a fucking murderer and blowing all their opportunities and shit. You know, the usual shit you would expect, but decent kills. You got some nudity, some hot women and shit. It was, I forget the bitch's name right now, but the bitchy porn star, she's actually a real porn star, so I was introduced to her, got to do some research on her, see she got some decent work out here, so that was a plus, but if you into porn, goddamn it, if you into horror like I am and you subscribe to the mindset that any horror movie is worth watching, no matter how bad it is, I would say check this one out. It's honestly better than most fucking horror movies I watch because most of them are fucking terrible. This wasn't terrible. It was just bad, but entertaining. So check it out. You might dig it. Peace.